dimanche dans les 28 pays de l'Union. Les derniers sondages annoncent un peu partout en Europe une montée des partis nationalistes et xénophobes. Le Front National en France veut rétablir l'espace Schengen et interdire la régularisation des clandestins.
Lorsqu'on a 5 millions de chômeurs dans un pays, on ne se permet pas de donner de l'emploi à 500 000 personnes qui viennent de l'étranger. 500 000 aujourd'hui.
Même la droite libérale réclame aujourd'hui une réforme du droit d'asile et le renforcement des contrôles aux frontières de l'Europe.
Il a voulu voter, mais il a trouvé porte close. Dans les régions séparatistes ukrainiennes, les bureaux restent inaccessibles pour l'élection présidentielle. Les insurgés pro-russes en bloquent les accès et se disent non concernés par ce scrutin. À l'ouest du pays, en revanche, les files d'attente sont longues. Le milliardaire pro-occidental Petro Porochenko est donné favori devant l'ancienne égérie de la révolution orange, Yulia Tymoshenko. La Palme d'Or pour Winter Sleep, un huis clos psychologique dans un village d'Anatolie. Le festival de Cannes s'est refermé samedi sur les paroles du réalisateur turc Nuri Bilge Ceylan, qui a dédié son prix à la jeunesse de son pays et à tous ceux qui ont perdu la vie au cours des derniers mois, marqués par une grave crise politique en Turquie. Les prix d'interprétation vont à l'américaine Julianne Moore pour son rôle d'actrice hystérique dans Maps to the Stars, et au Britannique Timothy Spall pour son interprétation dans Mr. Turner, où il incarne le célèbre peintre dévoré par son art.
C'était votre magazine 7 sur 7. Merci pour votre attention. À la semaine prochaine sur votre même chaîne de télévision Grts. Au revoir.
Up and down the country, you meet them everywhere. Men and women from the British colonies, working with us, learning from us. Nowadays, they and we share a common citizenship, but today we also share with them a common purpose, a partnership in progress and prosperity for us both. To us in the factory at home, this plan for mutual exchange may seem remote. But we are, every one of us, a part of it. For if the colonies are to send us the food and raw materials we're short of, we must send them the tools to do the job. We shan't complete so great a task overnight, but from every piece of equipment we can send to the colonies now, we stand to share the benefit ourselves in the future.
Looking back, one may well marvel at the complacency of the men who ruled the colonies from the tranquil corridors of Westminster and Whitehall. They saw no need to allow for any major political change, except in Britain's 4 West African colonies. And even there the rulers wanted to move very slowly. Indeed, these worthy men deceived themselves, and their awakening to reality came from where it was least expected, from the Gold Coast, always considered to be Britain's model colony. A dramatic day of 1948 here in the capital Accra shattered that official complacency. Gold Coast troops had fought hard battles in Burma. They'd been part of what was called the Forgotten Army. Home again, the survivors once more felt themselves forgotten. They decided to march to the castle and present their grievances to the governor. With the castle already in sight, they arrived at this point along the road to its approach. And here they ran into a cordon of police armed with rifles barring the way. This angered the ex-servicemen. They'd come in peace. Now there were protests, shouts. Tear gas was thrown by the police and stones were thrown back. The march had begun to fray into a fight. At which point the European officer in charge of the police lost his head. He snatched a rifle from one of his men and opened fire with it into the marching veterans, killing or wounding several of them.
I saw exactly what happened. They were stopped, and then the soldiers started shooting. Why should they stop them? Then they started throwing tear gas to space them. And through the tear gas, all of them, they scattered all over the place, and they took stones. They started throwing stones. And through the tear gas, the enemy gave a command, and they started to shoot. I was right behind them, just like that. They started to shoot.
Lance Corporal Atipo, he was shot, dead. Another colleague of mine, a classmate of mine at Kofobia, he was shot at the hip. I gathered with him with a couple of my friends and put him on the wayside. But it looked awkward. One will fight in Burma for 3 good years, returning home and then come to die at the crossroad. I mean, the whole thing took it by surprise.
Then one soldier fell, another fell, and the third one. The fourth one, it's a schoolboy who was standing right between the two of us, myself and a friend of mine, behind. The bullet came through him and the boy fell. I held him up and found that the bullet passed through his thighs and it came out from his buttocks. He fell, died later.
In itself, this was a rather small colonial killing, and yet it was to have a tremendous significance, for it exploded into rioting and looting here at Accra and rapidly in other towns. And those riots were the prelude to a strong political demand for independence. And that demand for independence now found its spokesman, a young nationalist with a vision of a free and progressive Africa. His name was Kwame Nkrumah. He formed a party for immediate action, and thousands rallied. His right-hand man was Komlo Bedama.
We got more following because we were more youthful, more active, and more forceful in our speeches. As a result, the youth, of course, it's more especially because of Nkrumah's personality, they flocked to our side.